Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As we switch over to Lightburn here, now, what we were talking about was this file list. I deleted all the files from here, like such. When you hit refresh, there's nothing here. To get the file list up, you can right-click on an empty space here, come down here to File List, and check it, and it shows up. The other way is you can obviously go up here to Window and do the same thing with checking and unchecking file lists. I like right-click menus. They're a little bit faster. For me, that's just how I like to do things. So let's go ahead and send this file over. This is our dice box that I'm making. I've made this before, like I said earlier. I've made this before. However, I want to take you through the entire process of setting up or putting it all together and assembling the box after we do the engraving and the cutting. All right, so if we refresh this now if I select this and say calculate time, if we look at the preview, it gives us an estimated time of 12 minutes and 52 seconds. If I calculate this time, it sends it to the Rueda controller, and if I look over at my laser, the red light is on telling me it's doing something. In just a moment, that will go to green after it's done calculating the time, and I can refresh this. And when I refresh it, it'll then give me the time. It just switched to green. So now if I refresh this, okay, it's going to take 13 minutes and 10 seconds. So it's going to take just a touch longer. Preview said it was, but not much. 20 seconds, not a big deal. All right, so we have our file over there. It's ready to go. We've already set up, we've already set up our cuts and layers. So our cut line is going to run at 32 millimeters a second with a power of 60%. Our engraving on the wood, on the plywood, is 3 mil ply. It's going to run at 500 millimeters a second and 20% power. And then to cut the leather, we're going to run at 60 millimeters a second and 60% power. And when we engrave the leather, it's 500 millimeters a second and 13% power. All right? So the leather is going to be swayed. I'll show you that when we get to it. Let me show you what I've got set up in the laser now, because I have to use the pass-through because I've got a large piece of 3 mil ply in there. Okay. All right, so I've got this piece of plywood here, and we've got it sticking out. So I removed the pass-through port, which would be right there. It's actually right here against the wall. Okay. What we're going to do, I'll open this back up for a second. Let's see, what camera are we on here? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring up our file list, which right now only has the one file in it because we cleared that list to make space. We're going to hit Enter to bring that up. We're going to verify our settings are correct, which they are. We can see that the engrave is going to go first and then the cut. So now what we're going to do is we're going to frame this out and make sure that it is going to fit. Of course it's going to fit. We're going to see how much space it's going to take up. Not bad. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you guys down in here to watch this cut. Let me frame that again, make sure you're not in the way. Nope. Perfect. See if we can get the whole thing in here. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit start on this. It's going to take about 13 minutes, so enjoy. I'll be back with you shortly. about that, guys. So we did finish the cut, as you can see here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove these magnets out of the way so that I can get this lifted up and out of the way and get all of our pieces collected. Let me set you down here while I kind of get that prepared here. Got one that didn't cut through. I wonder why. Let's see. Move you guys over here for a second. Let's check this one out. Sometimes with plywood, what happens is you get a piece that has some thicker glue spots or something, and so you end up with a piece like this that doesn't cut all the way through. Let me show you. So we've got right here, we could see where it didn't cut through. So I'm going to take this dirty-ass razor blade. I'm just going to help it finish that cut. Hopefully it's not too far into it that it didn't cut. You know what I mean? Which it's not, so it pops right out. And then this piece needed to pop out. And this is our guide piece. It's got a little piece on it here. I'm just going to cut that off kind of like you would with a chisel. All right, now I'll move you again. Move these two pieces out of the way and get this out of our way. Let's take a look at our pieces. So I am removing all the pieces from our stacks here. And one more. All right, the rest of this is scrap. Okay, so these are our pieces. And these stack together like this. Okay, with this one being the last one. And then the bottom going on, of course. Okay, that gives us our little rolling tray. Then for the top, we're going to stack these pieces together. This one being the last. You'll see that this one leaves a little ring around it, and that's what this piece is for. It goes on to that one, and then we slide it all together, and we put the top on, and we glue this all together. So the way that I do this, I'm going to start with two pieces. I'm going to get them lined up after I clean this edge up. But you see this edge? You see that? See how black it is where it didn't cut through? That's got to be because of some nasty glue or something in there. I'm not worried about the edge color because I'm going to stain this when I'm done, so I can color the edge anything I want with some markers to match it, to make it the same color as the burned edges. I've done that several times before. Works pretty well, but I do need it to be flat. So I'm just scraping that off, that little lip that was there, scraping it off with the razor blade, and that does a pretty good job as a scraper, which smooths that out good enough. All right, so we're now going to take these and we're going to line them up, just kind of checking alignments. Now, I cut through some of these stickers that were on the back, so I'm just going to remove as much of that as possible because that doesn't make for a great glue joint when you've got a sticker in between your glue and your wood. Should have took them off before I cut it, but that's okay. They don't take much to remove. Just like that. Do this one. Matter, ow, as I shove that into my finger and cut it. So the two brushes that I grabbed, foam brush and this like makeup brush type brush. They came in the same kit from Amazon of foam brushes, bunch of different sizes. Alright, and I want this little one for when I get to these spindly pieces, because I really want to make sure those are glued together well. But for this piece here, we're going to be gluing this right on top of this one. So I'm going to put glue just on this piece. Just on this piece here. Try to keep it out of the sides. It does. This glue is a craft wood glue, so it dries clear, it's stainable, all the good stuff. So if I get it on the edge, it's not that big a deal. It's going to dry clear, and it's going to take stain. No problem. Okay, so I've got that. Now, I'll grab my top piece here. I'm just going to set those two together. Now, I've got these little clamps that I get from the dollar store. I say this every time, but I wish I had more. I need to go back and get them. They come in a pack of 6. My wife liked them so much that she stole a couple of them, so I only have 4. And I only bought them just to test them out and see how they worked. But for little projects like this, it's great. So I've got everything clamped together, and so I can start gluing up the next piece, okay, which is going to be this one, and it's going to glue down right on top of that one. So check this thing out. So, dice box, mostly complete. I say mostly because we still have the suede to cut. So let's get all this stuff moved out of the way, and then we'll get to the suede. Alright, this is our suede here. Nice brown suede. And we're going to cut out the interior shapes. So we're going to cut out the hexes to go in here, and we're going to cut out this shape to go in there. And it just makes for a nicer product overall. Make sure we're not going to get caught on the laser head here. And we should be good to go. Let me send that file over. So we'll switch over here to Lightburn so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm going to send the green section now. My logo in the middle, of course. And then the hexes. And they're already set up for the proper cut and feed and speeds. So power and speed. So all we need to do is send this over. This is Dicebox. Oops. Wow. Leather. Alright. Send that over. Let's go ahead and pull it up on the controller over there. Alright. So now, let's zoom you back in so you can see what we're doing. Alright, file, Dicebox L, enter. I could have moved those closer together, but yeah, let's do a little adjustment here. It's a little silly to have them that far apart and waste that leather. So let's come back to Lightburn here and let's do this. So what we want to do is grab this one, just move it right about there. Okay. And we'll resend this, overwrite it, go back to the laser, and pull that file back up. That looks much better. So we're going to move our laser head now to a nice open spot of leather here. Probably start from right there. Frame it out. That'll fit. Alright, let's go ahead and run that. Let's see where I can put you guys. That should work right there. Let me show you how this is going to go together. So you've got your two sides here. So this is going to go in there like that. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. This is going to go in this side like that. Not right now, though. I can't glue it in because I need to stain this first. And I might redo that one so that the logo... Oh, never mind. The logo is right. I just was putting it in wrong. And then, on this side, you'll have one of these hexes in each one of those, and they'll be glued down. But again, like I said, I can't do it right now. Once I get these stained up, that's what the next step will be. Yeah, I think we'll leave it here for now, guys. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Help me out with that elusive YouTube algorithm. Let's get this video out to more people so that we can spread the love. And if you don't like it, if you can find a dislike button, go ahead and hit it. That's fine too. But I think YouTube got rid of the dislike button, which I think is odd. But hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you did, I'd invite you to subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a great one.